name is Herb Nation. We live in Madison, Georgia. I'm 59 years old, and I work with at the Anemic Paint Company. I've been working with them for 37 years, and been going to Church 213 for a little over a year now, and we really love it here. And this is my wife, Cherie Nation.
Hey, I'm Cherie. I'm 55, I think. 55. Double nickels. We have 3 wonderful children. Adam Nation, who's married to Lauren. Austin Nation, who's married to Danielle. And Alexis Overstreet, who's married to Corey Overstreet. And 4 wonderful grandchildren. Henry, Luke, Riley, and Sailor, and baby Lainey on the way. I work for Morgan Medical Center. I've been there about 4.5 years now. I am retired from Bridgestone Golf of 35 years and happily retired from there, and love spending time taking care of my mom, and wouldn't take nothing for it, and help take care of the grandkids as well. It's 37.
37?
Yeah.
37?
38. No, it's 38.
38.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We just hit 38 in June. So I've always been a member of a Methodist church, and during COVID, kind of shut down, and we were doing church through Zoom meetings and small groups through Zoom meetings, and I was just like, what's going on here? This is not what we do. And in the process, we were trying to relocate to Madison, and our kids had gotten married and moved out, and we started talking, and like, let's see about a new church here. What are we gonna do? So we moved to Madison, and the kids were all going to their own churches, and each one of them would ask us, hey, come visit. So we would go and visit, and we'd look at one another, and we're like, that's not for us. Where do we go today?
We would go church. We went to each of their churches numerous times, and we like the churches, and they love them. But we just, every time we come here, we just felt at home, and we just felt like it was where we wanted to be and where God wanted us to be. I've grown up in church all my life. My mom and dad, we was always in church, and we've always kept our kids in church. So we really like being involved and being part of a church. In our previous church, I was very, very involved before we moved down to Madison, and we really feel like we need to be involved, because everybody needs Christ in their life, because just so much going on, and I want to set an example for my kids and my grandkids.
And when we came to the partnership meeting, we left, and I said, Herb, I've never been baptized. And he's like, what? And I said, I've never been baptized. And I said, have you been baptized? And you said, yeah, but
I was very, very young, and when I was baptized, but I know that Christ died for me, and I want to do the right thing. I want to be brought, I want to be a part of this church, and part of, just being a Christian, and do the right things, and I think it's very important.
And same with me. And I just I thought to myself, how could I have been going to church since I was a little bitty thing? I would walk to the Holiness Church with my grandmother, and I would get a lesson on the way to church, and I would get a lesson on the way back to church, and what I also learned in church. And I was like, gosh, I can't believe I have never been baptized. And I went home from this meeting after we had the conversation, and I said, Mom, have I been baptized? And I just don't remember. And she said, no. She answered me immediately and said, no, I have not. And I said, okay. I said, well, then I know without a doubt I have accepted Jesus Christ in my life, and I've got to make this official. And every week that we've been coming here, PR's been like, what are you waiting on? And me and Herb are like, I'm not not sure what I'm waiting on. The only thing that I knew that I was waiting on was I'm not sure I like somebody in control of dunking me underwater. But I was ready for it, and I'm ready for it now.
Yes, I am too.
What does Church 213 mean to me? It means I never want to miss a Sunday. I feel like my week is going to be terrible if I don't come on Sunday listening to PR's sermon and be able to take it back at home. And Herb and I talk about it on our 45-minute drive back to the house and what we learned and how we can move through the week with the lesson that you shared with us. And the people that have impacted us here was obviously our son and daughter-in-law and grandson dragging us here and saying, hey, give it a try. And I'm like, gosh, that's a long way to go. I don't know. We'll see. And we would come and go back and say, I think we'll go back for some more. And we just fell in love with all the people here. It just seems like home and family to us. And I appreciate all the support that Holly and Dean has provided us as well in our small group. And we appreciate them and everybody else in our small group as well. And we look forward to meeting those people that we haven't met.
What does Church 213 mean to me? I mean, Sheree and I went to a lot of churches to see where we wanted to go, and we just kept coming back here because our son and daughter and our grandson goes here and kept asking us to come. And we went to we was part of a small group when we started being part of a small group with Dean and Holly, and they invited us to their home for all the small group one Friday or Saturday. And I remember talking to Dink and got really a good conversation with Dink, and then I was traveling out of town, and Dink texted me and asked me how I was doing, and how my shoulder was doing, and I told Sheree, I said, that is just amazing. It just made me feel so good to know that somebody remembered me and cared, and everybody's so welcoming here, and we just love to hear your sermon, the Pastor Ryan's sermon, and the music, and we just love everybody here. 37 years?
No, it's 38.
Okay, whatever you say. It's been a long time anyway. Thank you, Church 213, for being here on our big day.